Yes, I'm live now. Welcome once again to another new video. This is Sahoo and you are watching Sahoo's tutorial. And in this tutorial video, I'll be covering some important MCQ question on language and linguistics. You have all requested me to prepare some questions on language and linguistics for the upcoming CUET PG English Literature exam. So as per your request, I have prepared some questions on language and linguistics. So do join and let me know if everything is okay. Do let me know if PPT is visible to all of you, and I am audible and visible to all of you. Please do let me know. Do join and let me know if everything is okay. So here I am again with a set of questions on language and linguistics. This is part 1, and you know that your examination is knocking at the door, so do join and enjoy those free videos in this channel I upload. Please visit the playlist, that is CUET PG English Literature mock test, and in that playlist you will get all the videos that I have recently uploaded. Watch the videos and be benefited by those free videos, and those videos will definitely help you to prepare in a better manner. It will definitely boost up your confidence. It will definitely help you to crack the exam. So join, do hurry. And those who have not joined yet, you can join the session later. You can watch the video later. Visit the playlist, that is CUET PG English Literature mock test, and in that playlist you will get all the videos. And please, this is my humble request to all of you. Please make sure to subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification that I will upload in this channel. So without wasting your precious time, let's get started with question number 1 here. Please let me know if you have joined, and you can comment, you can write down the answer in the comment box. Do join and let me know. Yeah, then I will begin the question here. Question number 1 is on your screen. So here is your first question on your screen. Please do answer in the comment box. Yes, the first question. So without wasting your time, here is your first question. Let's get started with question number 1. Now, what is a sign? The first question is that what is a sign? Sign kya hai? Now your options are combinations of signifier and signified, a combination of signifier and signified. Second is a combinations of words and phrase, a naming process to words, and a word formation technique. Sign kya hai? So here combination of signifier and signified. Please do join. Please do join and answer in the comment box. What is a sign? Sign kya hai? Sorry, let me drink some water here. Sorry. Now what is sign? Now here the right answer is sign is actually a combination of signifier and signified. What is sign? Sign is a combination of signifier and signified. And the relationship between signifier and signified is arbitrary. The relationship between signifier and signified is arbitrary. They are free. Now, who gave this concept? It is Ferdinand de Saussure, the linguistic Ferdinand de Saussure, in his book General Linguistic, General Course in General Linguistics. The name of the book, Course in General Linguistics, that came in 1916. In that book, he has given the idea of sign, and that is consists of signifier and signified, and the relationship between signifier and signified is arbitrary. Now here is the explanation. You will be able to understand it in a better manner. Look this image here, that this is a image of a flower. Now the word that you are saying, it is the flower. Now flower is the signifier, and the concept, the mental concept is the signified. Now what is a sign? I told earlier that sign consists of signifier and signified. Now what is signifier? the image or the sound that you are producing, that you are saying, that is the signifier. And the concept that is within your mind, that is the signifier. The mental concept is the signifier. Just imagine that you are saying dog. So when you are pronouncing dog, the image of the dog is within the mental, within your head. So you can visualize the picture of the image of the dog. So that mental concept is the signified, whereas the sound or the word, that is the dog, is actually signifier. In this image, you can also able to understand that this is sign as what is signifier. The physical, this is an apple. So you are saying apple. When you are pronouncing the word apple, it is the signifier. But the image that suddenly came in your mind, the image of the apple, that is the signified. That is the mental concept. The mental concept is the signified, and the word, the sound, word or image, this is the signifier. And who gave this? Ferdinand Saussure. In which book? That is Course in General Linguistics. COR, Course in General Linguistics. This is the name of the book. You can write it down. The name of the book. It came in 1916. It came in 1916. So it is the 1916 book, Course in General Linguistics. And in that book, Ferdinand Saussure has given the concept of sign, signifier, and signified. Signifier is the physical existence, the sound, the word or image, whereas signified is the mental concept. Moving on to question number 2. Who used the terms langue and parole? Who used the term langue and parole? Langue and parole किसने use किया था? Now your options are Sapir, Chomsky, Ferdinand Saussure, Bloomfield. किसने use किया था? Who used the terms langue and parole? किसने use किया था? किसने langue and parole use किया था? So here the right answer is Saussure. Ferdinand Saussure had used the terms langue and parole. Langue and parole has been used by Ferdinand Saussure, the linguist. And what is langue? Langue is actually the rules or the system, and parole is the actual use of that rule. So langue is the rule of the system, and parole is the actual use of that rule when you are applying that. And here is the explanation that langue and parole is a theoretical linguistic dichotomy distinguished by Ferdinand Saussure in his book, that is Course in General Linguistics, that came in 1916. The French term langue, that is encompasses the abstract system, systematic rules or conventions of signifying a system. It is independent of and pre-exists and the individual user. It involves the principles of language without which no meaningful utterance parole would be possible. So without the system, without the rules, there is no importance of the parole. So the system, the abstract thing, the systematic rules, let's say the rules of the grammar. Imagine that the rules of the grammar are very important. So without the rules of grammar, you cannot make a sentence. So when you are making a sentence, that is the parole. That is the actual parole actually, and the rules are the systems are the language. In contrast, parole refers to the concrete instances of use of language. Language is of use karna, that is your parole, including text which provide the ordinary research material linguistics. Let me clear one thing with an example here. Let me take another slide here. Okay. So imagine that. So you know that in third person singular number in simple present tense, what happened in third person singular number? So after the main verb, the first form of verb, we use s. Let's erase it. So in the third person singular number, what we use? S, es, or ies. S, es, or ies. In third person, so the structure is here, that is subject plus v1 plus s, es, or ies. So this is the structure. So in case of third person singular number, in case of third person singular number. So this is the, you can say this is the language. This is the actual the system or the structure. When you are using these rules or rules of the grammar and making a sentence that she sings a song. She sings a song. So this is actually the parallel, the actual usage, the perform. When you are performing, when you are using it, she sings a song. That is, you made this sentence okay using the rules, that is the language. So without the use of the language, you cannot make parole. So parole depends on language. So this is how language and parole. Who gave this concept? It is Ferdinand de Saussure. Who defines language as a system of signs? Language क्या है? एक system of signs. Benjamin Hall, Ferdinand de Saussure, Roman Jakobson, Bloomfield. किसने किया है? Who defines language as a system of signs? किसने किया है? Please do answer in the comment box. So here, who defines language as a system of signs? It is Ferdinand de Saussure. Ferdinand de Saussure ने बोला कि that he defines language as a system of signs. And here it explained. Another question, that the ding-dong theory was offered by Max Muller, Aristotle, Plato, none of the above. किसने दिया था ding-dong theory? Do like the session and share with friends. Please do like the session and share with friends, and make sure to subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification that I will upload. And I want to spread this channel. So here is your question number 4, the ding-dong theory. Yeah, the ding-dong theory किसने दिया था? The ding-dong theory was offered by Max Muller. Max Muller ने दिया था. अच्छा. So there is a trick to remember ding-dong theory. Look, ding-dong. So D starts. D से start होता है. Both the word starts with a D. So DM, that is district magistrate. DM. So that is Max Muller. DD or Max Muller, D square M square, or DM, that is D for ding dong and M for Max Muller, and that is DM for district magistrate. So there is the trick to remember. Ding dong theory was offered by Max Muller, and Max Muller proposed the ding dong theory of the origin of language. According to his theory, there was a mystic correlation between sound and meaning. Primitive men, जो आदिम निवासी जो होते थे, primitive man had an instinct by which every impression from without received vocal expression from within. So a primitive man had an instinct by which every impression from without received vocal expression from within. And here is the question number 5. Why is linguistic scientific? Linguistic क्यों scientific है? Why we say that linguistic is a scientific? Because of its methods and analysis. Because it has components and it can be analyzed and studied. Because of its objectivity. Why do we say linguistic scientific? So because of its methods. Yeah, linguistic is methodical, and it is its methods and analysis. Yeah, you can analyze this. It's actually methodical. It is a scientific analysis. Each components can be analyzed and studied. Each components of a sentence, a word, in the linguistic can be analyzed, can be studied. And because of its objectivity, yeah, it is very true that linguistic is unbiased. Linguistic is unbiased. कि अपने मन से आप बोल दिए कि हाँ ऐसा ही होगा, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. So objectivity of the linguistic is very powerful, and it is not it is actually unbiased. It is not subjective. It is rather objective. So it is unbiased. That's why all the above is right option. Linguistic is scientific because it is methodical. It can be analyzed, and every component or each component of a word or a sentence can be analyzed and studied. And it is actually unbiased process. It's an unbiased instrument. So it's objectivity. So it is, that's why it is linguistic. It's a scientific study. Linguistics is called the scientific study of language because researchers take a scientific approach. So they take a scientific approach to studying a language, Researches within a social science, including linguistics, take an unbiased methodical approach to study and answering questions. So they take an unbiased methodical approach to study and answering questions in linguistics. Next questions. Aspects of the theory of syntax. किसने लिखा है? Aspects of the theory of syntax. Who wrote aspects of the theory of syntax? किसने लिखा है? Who wrote aspects of the theory of aspects of the theory of syntax was written by Noam Chomsky, Ferdinand de Saussure, Edward Sapir, Bloomfield. किसने लिखा है? Aspects of the theory of syntax was written by किसने लिखा है? Noam Chomsky, Ferdinand de Saussure, and you have Edward Sapir or Bloomfield. किसने लिखा है? किसने लिखा है? So aspects of the syntax of language, theory of syntax. It came in 1965. So aspects of the theory of syntax was written by that came in 1965. It was written by Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky ने लिखा था aspects of theory of syntax that came in the year 1965. And here is the explanation that aspects of the theory of syntax, the book on linguistics written by American linguist Noam Chomsky, first published in 1965. So पहला कब आया था? That was this book was published in 1965. It came in 1965. It was written by Noam Chomsky, and now the book is Aspects of the Theory of Syntax. Moving on to question number 7. The smallest unit of meaning. Those who are not watching, actually you are missing a big questions here, some important questions here. So the smallest unit of meaning of a language is known as. The smallest unit of meaning of a language is known. Smallest unit of a meaning of a language is known as morpheme, sound, syntax, discourse. Smallest unit of a language or smallest unit of a meaning of a language is known as morpheme, sound, syntax, discourse. So it is morpheme. The smallest unit of language, smallest unit of meaning of a language is known as morpheme. Morpheme is the right answer. And what is the minimal meaning of a meaningful unit? Minimal means least. The least meaningful unit of a language is syntax, syllable, morpheme, sound. So it is morpheme. Morpheme is same answer. The least meaningful unit of a language is morpheme. And what is the smallest unit of a sound? The smallest unit of a sound is known as what? The smallest unit of a sound is known as phoneme. What is phoneme? Phoneme is the smallest unit of a sound. So phone se sound nikalta hai, that is phone. That's why the smallest unit of a sound is known as phoneme, whereas the smallest unit of meaningful, that is the smallest unit of a meaning of a language is known as morpheme. Next question. The linguistics branch that deals with the scientific study of meaning. The linguistic branch that deals with the scientific study of meaning is known as. The linguistic branch that deals with the scientific study of meaning. Scientific study of meaning. Phonology, semantics, syntax, phonetics. That is semantic. Semantic is the scientific study of meaning. Scientific study of meaning is known as semantic. Next question. Dyslexia. What do you mean by the word dyslexia? Dyslexia refers to illiteracy, a person who knows more language, a learning disability, or a person who can only read but unable to write. What is dyslexia? Dyslexia क्या है? Dyslexia is a illiteracy, a person who knows more language, a learning disability, or a person who can only read but unable to write. Those who have not joined yet, you can watch the video later. Please do like the video and subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get a notification. And please share the video with your friends and let the channel spread. Okay, so here the dyslexia, actually dyslexia refers to a learning disability. Dyslexia means a learning disability. So here C is the right option. And here is the explanation that dyslexia, which is previously known as word blindness, is a learning disability that affects reading. पढ़ने में दिक्कत आता है. Problems में include difficulties in spelling word को spelling में दिक्कत आता है. Reading की बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत, बहुत ज्यादा स्पीडली नहीं पढ़ सकता है, और राइटिंग वर्ड नहीं लिख सकता है, साउंडिंग आउट वर्ड्स इन द हेड और प्रोनाउंसिंग वर्ड्स व्हेन रीडिंग अलाउड एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट वन रीड्स. सो दिस इज व्हाट लर्निंग डिसेबिलिटी. पढ़ना लिखना स्पेलिंग में सब कुछ में जो डिफिकल्टी होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड डिसलेक्सिया. The difficulties are involuntary actually. People with this disorder have a normal desire to learn, and people with dyslexia have higher rates of ADHD, that is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and developmental language disorder and difficulties with numbers. So dyslexia is the learning disability. Those who have not watched this session, actually you are missing an important sessions. Actually these are important questions for the upcoming exam, and these are questions also are very important for the upcoming recent exam actually. So the part of linguistics that studies the relationship between language and the non-linguistic cultural behavior of the people who speak that language. क्या बोल रहे हैं क्वेश्चन? The part of linguistics that studies, जो क्या स्टडी करता है, क्या relationship between language and cultural behavior, language and the non-linguistic cultural behavior of the people who speak that language. It's sociolinguistics, ethnolinguistics, and you have psycholinguistic or neurolinguistic. The study of the relationship between language and the cultural behavior is known as sociolinguistic, ethnolinguistic, psycholinguistic, neurolinguistic. So it is ethnolinguistic. Ethnolinguistic is the right answer. And here is the explanation. It is not given here. Okay. Question number 12 here. Regional variety of a language. Regional variety of a language. What do you mean by a regional variety of language? Sorry. A regional variety of language is known as pidgin, diglossia, register, dialect. Regional variety of language is known as, it is actually dialect. Dialect क्या है? A regional variety of language. तो एक अंचल में, एक रीजन में बहुत ज़्यादा नया जो डायलेक्ट में बात करती है, ये regional variety of language. A natural language that is developed from a pidgin. Pidgin से क्या होता है? डेवलप होता है. A natural language that is developed from a pidgin is called Creole, Pidginity, Isogloss और Diglossia. Pidgin से डेवलप होता है, क्या है? That is Creole. Creole क्या है? Pidgin से डेवलप होता है. So what is Pidgin and what is Creole? Pidgin is actually a normalized version of conversation between two people who have no common language. Who have no common language. Imagine that I have gone to any state. My mother tongue is Bengali, and the person that I want to speak, his or her mother tongue is Malayalam. So मेरा जो मदर टंग है बंगाली, उसका मदर टंग है मलयालम. तो उसको भी हिंदी ठीक से नहीं आता है और मेरे को भी हिंदी ठीक से नहीं आता है. मतलब उसको बंगाली नहीं आता, उसको बंगाली नहीं आता है और मेरे को मलयालम नहीं आता है. तो हम लोग कैसे बात करेंगे? So we will speak in हिंदी, बट हिंदी में उसको भी ठीक से नहीं आता है, मेरे को भी ठीक से नहीं आता है. तो मतलब बिजनेस ओरिएंटेड लैंग्वेज में समझने के लिए जो लैंग्वेज हम अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, so we have not common language actually to speak. So we are now taking Hindi to speak, but he or she cannot even speak Hindi fluently. I also cannot speak Hindi fluently. Now the problem is that जस्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड द कम्युनिकेशन हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, टूटा टूटा हिंदी बोल रहे हैं, समझने के लिए हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं हिंदी बोलने की. सो दैट इज योर पिडजिन. A pidgin actually, a pidgin or a pidgin language is grammatically simplified means of communication that develops between two or more groups of people that do not have a language in common. Typically, its vocabulary and grammar are limited and often drawn from several languages, and it is a business-oriented language. Pidgin is actually a business-oriented language. मतलब जस्ट समझने के लिए हम जो बात करते हैं, that is business oriented, and simplified means of communication that develops between two or more groups. And pidgin is actually emerged when different language speakers wants to communicate. I spoke that I speak, my mother tongue is Bengali, and the person that I want to speak, his or her mother tongue is Malayalam. But pidgin इधर क्या होता है, pidgin is emerged when different language speakers wants to communicate. जब हम बात करना चाह रहे हैं, that is pidgin appear होता है. And pidgin is used for the means of communication. It is closely related to business oriented language, that is समझने के लिए just, and pidgin is close trade language, that is business oriented language, and sometimes pidgin is used as lingua franca. Pidgin turns into a creole, and examples of pidgin can be from English to Hawaii language. What from Miss Lisa laugh all time before falling cry all time. That is just समझने के लिए हम कर रहे हैं. What is creole? Creole is actually emerged from pidgin. पिडजिन से क्या होता है, क्रेओल का डेवलपमेंट होता है. क्रेओल क्या होता है, मतलब तो आपका जो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जो आएगा वो अगर उधर पे रहेगा तो धीरे 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 वो भी क्या सीख जाएगा उस रीजन का जो मदर टंग. So creole is emerged when pidgin is used as a mother tongue. Creole is used when pidgin is used as a mother language. Creole is used as a normal language to communicate in normal life. It has no relations to business. It is the first language of the descendants of the pidgin speaker, and Creole is used as to communication. Creole does not turn into a pidgin. So it is Creole कहाँ से develop होता है? Creole pidgin से develop होता है. Next question. The ability to use two languages, दो language के बीच करने का क्षमता होता है. The ability to use two languages, dyslexia, bilingualism, creolization, pidginity. It is bilingualism. The ability to use two languages is known as bilingualism. And what is a polyglot? A polyglot is an illiterate, one who handles several languages, one who knows only a language, or a lexical disability situation. Polyglot class. Who is a polyglot? Polyglot means who knows and who can use several languages. That is one who handles and several languages. That is a polyglot, who knows and can use several languages. That person can be called a polyglot. Synchronic, that is at the same time. Diachronic, there is the difference between the message delivered and the message sent and the message delivered. So synchronic at the same time, and the time jab span daily होता है, that is called diachronic. Now, synchronic and diachronic approaches were introduced by Chomsky, Sahoo, Bloomfield. किसने किया? Synchronic and diachronic approaches were introduced by Ferdinand Sahoo. Ferdinand Sahoo has introduced synchronic and diachronic. According to Sahoo, the rules or the system that form a language, each performance language, parallel simple. The rules of the system that form a language. जो rules of system जो होता है, जो language form करता है, उसको क्या बोलता है? That is language. Language is the rules of the system that form a language, and language is helping to make what? Parole. Parole क्या होता है? The actual speech, the actual usage, and language is the abstract thing, the rules, the system, and parole is the concrete thing, the usage, the actual usage. So here language is the guidance, the rules of the system, language is the guidance. Next, so what is creolization? The ability to use multiple languages. A transitions from a pidgin to creole, or it refers to one's natural language as creole, or a learning disability situation. creole क्या होता है? creolization क्या होता है? Creolization is actually a transition from pidgin. Pidgin जब से Creole से transition होता है, that is known as creolization. Pidgin से जब Creole से transition होता है, that is known as creolization. A signifier refers to signifier क्या? I told that sign is a combination of signifier and signified. So signifier is actually, I told that this is the sound system, the word or the sound, that the signifier, and signified is the mental concept. So a signifier refers to the function of grammar, the sound pattern, and object in a sentence, the process of forming meaning. So signifier actually is referring the sound pattern. The sound pattern, the image, that is the signifier, and the mental concept is the signified. And the relationship between signifier and signified is arbitrary. Next question. Syntax क्या है? Syntax refers to the smallest unit of a language, the smallest meaningful unit, and a word formation technique or a systematic arrangement and positioning of words. Syntax क्या है? Syntax क्या है? Syntax is actually a systematic arrangement and positioning of words. So D is the right answer. Moving on to question number 20. There is an explanation that syntax, the arrangement of words in a sentence, clauses and phrase, and the study of the formation of sentence and the relationship of their component parts. Moving on to question number 21. If a unit of language is longer than a sentence, it is a phrase, clause, discourse, word. If a unit of a language is longer than a sentence, then a sentence is long. Unit of a language, agar a unit of language is longer than a sentence, then it is known as discourse. What is discourse? Discourse is if a unit of a language is longer than a sentence, then it is known as discourse. What is code switching? Code switching क्या है? It is a process of changing back and forth between two language varieties, or it is a speech pattern of one individual at a particular period of time, or a regional variation, or the ability to use multiple languages. So what is a code switching? Code switching क्या है? Code switching, it is a process of changing back and forth between two language varieties, and here is the explanation that code switching or language alternations occurs कब होता है? जब when a speaker alternates between two or more languages. Yani I am speaking sometimes Hindi, sometimes English. So alternates between two or more language or language varieties in the context of a single conversation or situation. So here I am guiding you, I am teaching you, I have made some questions on linguistic and I am teaching you here. So I am using sometimes Hindi, sometimes English. So the alternation, language alternation. When a speaker alternates between two or more language or language varieties in the context of a single conversation or situation. So that is code switching. And now, but what is the difference between code switching and multi or the pluralism? Pluralism, or that is we have it also known as multilingualism. That is, pluralism has been drawn from multilingualism. So code switching is different from, what is the difference between code switching and pluralism? So pluralism refers to the ability, samta, for an individual to use multiple. So multiple language को use करने का जो क्षमता होता है, that is pluralism. And code switching क्या है? जब तुम use करते हो, the act of using multiple language together. जब एक साथ में multiple language को आप use कर रहे हैं, that is code switching. But जब ये बोल रहा है कि the ability जो क्षमता होता है, ability of an individual to use multiple language, that is known as pluralism. Next question. The open-endedness of a language is a feature that refers to a situation in which the new words are unable to produce, a situation in which new words are possible by alternations, or a situation in which a person faces problem in expressing intended ideas, or a process in which words are borrowed. So the open-endedness of a language is a feature that refers to a situation in which a new words are possible by alternations. And here is the explanation that openness or open-endedness Openness is the characteristics of language that they are always able to come up with new words to express new ideas and new things in the point. And the theory that argues that language is evolved from the grunts, groans, and snorts of people. Language has been evolved from grunts, groans, and snorts of people. The theory, which theory has said that? The sing-song theory, maybe. The gesture theory, Yo-Hebo theory, or the Ho-Ho theory. So it is the Yo-Hebo theory. The Yo-He theory has said that they have argued that the language is evolved from the grunts, the groans, the snoring of people. So here C is the answer. And here is question the explanation that Yo-Yo theory. According to this theory, language evolved from the grunts, groans, and snorts evoked by heavy physical labor. And here is question number 25. Which are the three main airstream mechanisms for the production of speech sounds? Pulmonic airstream mechanism, velaric airstream mechanism, glottalic airstream mechanism, or all the above? All the above is the right answer. Next question. Where are the vocal cords situated? कहाँ पे है vocal cord? In the roof of the mouth, in the larynx, in the lungs, in the chest. Vocal cord कहाँ पे है? Vocal cord is situated in the larynx. Vocal cord कहाँ पे है? In the larynx पे vocal cord. Next question. And here is the explanation that where are the vocal cords located? The vocal cords are inside our voice box, that is larynx, which is on top of your windpipe, directly behind your Adam's apple. Okay. And today's last question is here. The voiced sounds are produced. The voiced sounds are produced when the vocal cords vibrate, the glottis opened, or the air goes freely, or the cords are drawn wide apart. So the voiced sounds are produced when the vocal cords vibrate. The vocal cords vibrate. So these were all 27 questions that I have discussed in this channel, in this live session, along with explanation. I hope that you have liked the video, and please do not forget to subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification that I have uploaded in this channel. Stay tuned and be benefited by all those videos. Please do like and share and make sure to subscribe the channel. Thank you and good afternoon to everyone.